Have you ever walked out of a job interview thinking something just didn't feel right, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Well, if you're over 50 and you're on the job hunt, well, you need to know there are red flags in interviews that could signal big problems ahead, like maybe an age bias, you're sensing a toxic environment, or maybe you're feeling a chaotic management. Hi, I'm Lou Reyes, and this is Over 50 TV, where we help you earn more so you can retire smarter. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 red flags that older job seekers should watch out for in interviews. And I'm also going to tell you how to respond to each one. Now, if this topic hits home for you, we'll go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and also consider subscribing. And don't forget to share this video with someone, maybe a friend who's also navigating interviews after 50. Welcome back. My name is Lou Reyes, and this is Over 50 TV, where we help you earn more so you can retire smarter. Now, before I move on to our video, I do want to thank CareerFitter for sponsoring it. CareerFitter makes a career aptitude test that'll help you find a job that best fits your skills, your personality, and your interests. And there's a link to their free version in the description box of this video. Now, as someone who has hired hundreds of people in my career, I've interviewed at least 10 times that many, I can tell you there are 7 job interview red flags that people over 50 should never ignore. And we're going to start with number 1. Vague or evasive answers about the job. If the interviewer, whether it's you're doing an interview remotely or maybe you're sitting across a desk from them, if you're talking to them and they can't clearly explain what the job involves, or maybe they're avoiding your questions, well, that's a warning sign. It's a clear warning sign. It could mean that they don't know what they want, or maybe they're hiding something like high turnover, or maybe they've just got unrealistic expectations and they're looking at you thinking, well, this person just can't do the job. But either way, you don't know what they're thinking. So what I would do is I would ask, what would a typical week in this role look like? Now, if they stumble, if they fumble when they're answering or trying to answer this question, well, you got to take note. I would think to myself, what the blank is going on? Do I really want to work here? Because if they can't answer a simple question like what this role is about, what a typical week at this job is, well, then you know what? My guess, you probably don't want to work there. Job interview red flag number 2, comments that hint at age bias. Phrases like, this is a fast paced environment, or they're young, energetic. That's our team. They're young and energetic. Well, those phrases may sound harmless, but they often suggest the company isn't welcoming to older workers. Now, my suggestion is I'd respond this way. I've led high-performance teams in fast-paced settings. This kind of environment challenges me. It energizes me. Job interview red flag number 3, the overqualification excuse. We've all heard it. I think most of us have heard it anyway. And when you're told you're overqualified, it's often code for, well, we think you're too old or expensive. Now, they're not going to tell you that, obviously, but here's how I would respond to this. I say, my experience means I can deliver results faster and support the team from day one. Now, I wouldn't be pointing my finger as I'm saying that, but I would just say it. My experience means I can deliver results faster and support the team from day one. Job interview red flag number 4, disrespect for your time or experience. Let's say you're at the interview. You're waiting to go in and talk to the person, the HR person that's going to interview you, and they keep you waiting and waiting. Or maybe you get into the interview and they're rushing you through. They're looking at your resume and they're rushing through, and you can tell they're not really interested. Or maybe even they talk down to you. It's not just bad manners when they do those things. It just reflects a lack of respect. And the only way to respond is to stay composed. Don't get upset. Don't get angry. But just stay composed and think, if they treat me like this now, what will working here feel like? Job interview red flag number 5, high turnover or constant hiring. If they're always hiring for the same role, well, it could mean burnout, employee burnout. Could mean bad leadership, probably it means that too. or worse. You never know. You just never know why they've got high turnover unless you get hired and then you're talking to the other employees, your coworkers, and they're telling you. Well, here's what I would do in the interview. I would always ask, what's the average tenure for someone in this role? Now, their answer or their lack of an answer, well, that just tells you everything that you need to know. Job interview, red flag number 6, no room for you to use your skills or no room for you to grow. And I know some folks don't want to grow in a position. Maybe you just want to take the job and you just want to go in every day and you work your 9 to 5 or whatever the hours are. But let me just say this. If they shut down questions about growth or maybe they brush off your experience, well, it just means, at least it would mean to me, that this is probably a dead end job. And if that's what you want, that's okay. But I would ask this, I'd ask directly, how does this role support ongoing development, my ongoing development, or my career growth? Ask those questions if you're someone who's taking a position and you want more than just going in and doing the 9 to 5 kind of thing. But just remember this, you've earned the right to ask these questions, so ask. Job interview, red flag number 7, and this is the last of our job interview red flags, but this is an important one. You feel undervalued or talked down to when you are sitting there in front of that HR manager, the hiring manager. Now, if they question your tech skills, for example, or maybe they act patronizing, or maybe they treat you like you're past your prime, well, believe what you're feeling. Don't ignore your feelings, please. And just say this. This is what I would say. Well, I've adapted to new systems my entire career. Learning new tools is second nature to me. Here's what I want you to remember. You are not desperate. You are valuable. Your time, your experience, your voice, they all matter. So don't ignore the signs that your gut is picking up on. Don't ignore those signs. If you've seen any of these red flags, or maybe you've got some of your own, well, go ahead and drop them in the comments section below. Let's help each other out. So let other viewers know what you've experienced. Now, before we go, I gotta thank Career Fitter for sponsoring this video. I can't produce these videos without some help, without some sponsors. So I want you to know that Career Fitter makes a career test that will help you find a job that best fits your skills, your personality, and your interests. Now, there's a link to their free version in the description box of this video. And if you found this video helpful, well, go ahead and give it a like and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking for other ways to earn more so you can retire smarter, well, then you're going to want to check out this video right here. Well, that's all I got for you today. And as I always say, have a great day, everybody.